Good morning, everybody. It is about 3:30 in the morning right now. It's quite a bit earlier than we usually get up. Usually we're milking cows by 4, so to be here by 3:30, we're a bit early, and that's because we're gonna be jumping in our milk tank this morning. Every time the milk is picked up, which is every 2 days, we visually inspect the inside of this milk tank after it's finished cleaning, just to make sure that it's clean and good. The wash box is right here. And that should always do a good job, but the best way to make sure this tank is always clean, of course, is just to open the lid on top, shine a flashlight in there, and make sure that's clean. So we've been doing that, and the last time there was a bit of buildup in there on the paddles. We're gonna go in there this morning. I'm gonna jump in there. My dad is gonna be here as well, and he's gonna hand me a little pail of soap and a brush, and I'm gonna go in there and clean it out. Every load of milk that is picked up is tested for bacteria, it's tested for antibiotics, so the quality of milk that we were shipping out was not affected at all. The only reason that we noticed that there was a little bit of buildup in there is because we visually inspect it. But it's in there, so we're gonna go in and clean it. We noticed something was a little off with our wash system, but we got that figured out now right away, and that's because we check it every single time. We want to make sure that the quality of milk that we're shipping out stays as high as possible. And yeah, so that's why we're going to jump in there this morning. Dad's just grabbing a pail of soap and he'll grab a brush, and then I'll jump in there. You don't want to go in there with only one person. You want to have one person that goes in there, and then you want to have someone else standing out there just to watch and make sure that nothing goes bad. So yeah, I'm going to grab some runners and then we'll hop in there. My sweater off. So we're in the tank, got a pail of soap, Dad's shining a flashlight up there. And there's just a little bit of build-up spots like that, and in the back corner. It's super minimal. There's also a little bit on the paddles here. So let's get cleaning. I think the audio quality is going to be super echoey in here. Maybe I'll just do a voiceover. But this is a nozzle in here that sprays the wash water around. And then this paddle right here is what stirs around and mixes the milk up. Another nozzle.
I think it's now renegotiating time for your wages yet. Yeah, you work for $1 an hour?
I give a bit of get out.
Oh.
Well, this is the fun part.
Yeah, there you go.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
So that's it. This tank is, I believe, there's a little fact thing on the back here. 8,300 US gallons, so I think that's actually over 30,000 liters. It's a pretty big tank. I guess you guys saw me needing to reach up, kind of jump up out of there to grab the lid. When I got in there, it was super hot, super steamy because the wash cycle just finished. The milk truck wasn't here long ago, I guess. And it was pretty hot in there. That's why I went ahead and took my sweater off. And still, it was brutally hot in there, even though I did that. And the reason why stuff started building up there in the first place A little bit of milk in the tank there was because this barrel of detergent, the line wasn't perfectly in it and it wasn't pulling it through. I just noticed that the detergent wasn't slowly going down, and I guess that's why most of these barrels are all clear so that the farmer can just walk by, notice that his chemical is going down, and that's one way to know for sure that the wash cycle is working good if your chemical is going down. So luckily we noticed that, and then we just had to put a PCV pipe in there, and then we were good to go. So you gotta have one person there just to make sure that if something does go wrong, someone's there to help you out. You gotta really trust that person though, like you guys just saw. They can just close the lid on you and then you'll be done. There's no way you're getting out of this thing once that lid is closed. So, oh well, that was fun. And we're gonna put this thing back into a wash cycle before milking starts here this morning, because I was in there. There's a bit of other soap in there. The drain was open on the tank the entire time, but we'll put a wash cycle through it, clean it out one more time, and this thing will be perfectly clean. I was maybe worried about making this video to show that we actually go in the bulk tank, but I think it just shows like how much we want to maintain the quality of our milk, that we're willing to jump into these tanks and go scrubbing with soap in there, just to ensure the quality of the milk. I guess it's kind of the same if you see a farmer hopping in his combine hopper and checking out the grain. So this is the dipstick, that's how we measure how much milk is in there. That's the sanitized. Oh. There she goes. So this is going up to one of those nozzles. I believe in some states down in the US they're allowed to use this to show the milk level, or maybe some other places, maybe Europe or something. We're not allowed to use that in Canada for some reason. I think that would be sick to have this vial here on the outside to see the level of the milk in there. But... So the tank wash is done. You can hear it draining right there. And it is absolutely spotless in this tank now. Mission accomplished. It's now quite a bit later on in the morning, and I just want to show you guys more about the dipstick and how we actually measure how much milk is in this bulk tank. So I'll climb up here. In order to check how much is in the milk tank, you just gotta open the lid up. And then you got this dipstick on here, so we'll pull it up and check it out. You guys can see now how much milk is in there. So now there's a bunch of notches on here. And you gotta see, it's just like an oil dipstick where the milk is on here. So it's at 1920. So I don't know if you guys can actually see the numbers and where the milk is. But that's how you tell how full this tank is. So then we got a calibration sheet, and we'll just look up 1920. So that's 5,100 or 5,200 liters pretty much. And that's how you know how full the tank is. Obviously when this tank is set here, it could be at a tiny different angle. And if it is, it's gonna have a huge impact on that dipstick. So after the tank is put here and the dealer comes out here, sets it down for you, they gotta come out here and calibrate it. And the way they calibrate it, I believe they have maybe a 5-gallon pail, and they pour that in there and then they read the dipstick. And then they pour a 5-gallon pail in there and they read the dipstick. So obviously this is a really time consuming job, but that's the only really accurate way to calibrate one of these tanks. So a crew of guys comes out here and they do that. We as a farmer don't actually do that. And I guess it's mandatory out here for these tanks to be calibrated every 5 years, so cool. You guys might remember a couple videos ago, I showed you guys those starch pellets and me dumping a load with this tandem truck behind me here into our silage pits. that was actually the last of that stuff that we had, and we need some for tomorrow. So we don't have any more on the farm right now. Cutting it pretty close. It is the holidays. I believe today is December 29th, so that's probably why we haven't gotten a load yet. It's the holidays, you know, Christmas just passed and the new year is coming up pretty quickly. And typically things, even in the ag industry, slow down a little bit, and that's fine. So we will be getting another B train of that stuff really early in January, but for now we need to go pick up a load ourselves. So we're gonna be using our silage truck here, and we're gonna grab 15 tons of the stuff this afternoon. We're gonna be ripping out to the Hutterite colony that makes the stuff. And yeah, that's what we're doing this afternoon. Get the old truck started up here. Starts up real nice once it's in the shop. Double check and make sure there's nothing in there. It is pretty dirty, but that's fine. We're gonna let this truck thoroughly warm up. We just clicked it into the high idle, so if you click the cruise control on, it revs from around 600 RPMs to close to 1100, I think. So that's gonna help this thing warm up quite a bit quicker, and then we'll be off. So I've never actually been to this Hutterite colony, but I checked out on the maps. It's about a 41-minute drive from our place here. Bit of a rip, but that's fine. It's a nice day out. The road should be pretty good. We're sitting at about minus 10 degrees around there, so the roads are gonna be pretty nice. We haven't had any snow lately, so should be a nice little trip this afternoon. So we're on the road right now, and this is a long stretch of road that we're taking. Pretty nicely cleared. It's just a gravel road, but you can see on some spots there's not much for ditch at all. It's all completely blown full of snow. It's pretty much flat in front of us, so yeah, at least it's nice and clean, and you don't have to worry about gravel being slippery most of the time anyway. Definitely not this road right now, so it's pretty nice. Little gully there where we dip down to the river valley, it's actually just a creek valley, which is insane because it is a massive valley, and you probably go down like 30 or 40 meters into that kind of just valley. It's pretty awesome. You just got to be careful not to go too fast with a big truck. Luckily this thing does have a Jake brake on it, which makes it a lot safer to go down those really steep hills and kind of stay in control of this truck. So yeah, that's pretty fun. It was a little bit slippery, or it looked icy anyway. Going uphill is kind of sketchy. Definitely a little bit of tension there, but yeah, all in all that went really good. So that's our pulse plant, and that's where we're picking up this load. It's a pretty big grain processing plant for a farm. Well guys, we got the 15 tons of pea starch pellets, and we're loaded and we're heading back home. It's a pretty impressive setup they have there, processing peas. They make protein pellets, starch pellets, and then they have like the leftovers, which were the pea hulls. So pretty awesome plant. So I've got 15 tons on me here, and we're just slowly walking the truck down this really steep hill here. It looks a little bit icy on the gravel, but the gravel should be grippy enough. This is definitely pretty sketchy. We'll be fine. We're already halfway down, so I'm just letting it go by itself. I got the engine retarder brakes on, the Jake brake, so that should take care of us. And once we get kind of to the lowest part of this gully here, we're gonna romp on it because we got to get up that hill again on the other side. So guys, look at all those hills. We're still in Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan being flat, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. This is a pretty steep hill right here. So that's all that we had left, and we actually feed over 2 tons of this stuff a day. So we feed quite a bit of it now. Good thing we grabbed some new stuff today. Same as last time, I'm just gonna dump it here in the pit. All right, let's go get covered in dust again. Just to quickly show you guys how good we feed our cows. These are the pea pellets. Really good stuff. I'm pretty sure it's all human food grade quality, so it actually tastes pretty good. I'll park this thing back in the nice warm shop. Anyway guys, that is going to be it for today's video. Happy New Year to everybody watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.